Yes. Welcome to episode 33 of Talk Wrestling. Sorry for the momentary lapse there. I'm still recovering from last week's question of the week. I haven't heard from that guy yet, so if you're out there, Steve, I'm sorry I ragged on you, dude, but wow. Just wow. Like I said, I'm not gonna have one of those this week because my head hurt that much from it. So we'll just get some good questions out there. You know what? I take that back. I've got one this week. I've got one right here. I'll ask it last. That way you guys can see my pain as usual. Alright? Okay. Also today, Unforgiven predictions. Briefly. We'll go over that quick. I'm not going to watch this pay-per-view, so I invite you guys to tune in to NoDQ.com's coverage, because I'm not going to order it. I'm not going to pay 40 or 50 bucks for it. Be like me and read the results on NoDQ.com as they happen, because I don't shit. This one's from Daryl. What was your favorite feud in history? Mine has to be Austin McMahon. Hard to argue with that. That was the best feud I ever saw. Steve Austin and Vince McMahon. Bischoff and Flair. NWO and WCW. WCW and the WWF. Oh, that was a real feud. More modern times, you had Evolution versus Goldberg, which is a great feud. Triple H and Goldberg, even though I don't like Goldberg, it's still a good feud. Triple H and Shawn Michaels was very captivating for me. Two of my all-time favorites going at it for years and years. You know, the Trash Can versus the Street, that's a great feud. The Trash Can versus Jeff Meacham, trying to take over my show. You know, it's funny, you guys never say you can hear the noise. I hear everything that goes on behind me and in front of me, and it drives me fucking crazy. I wish you guys could hear that, but you know how crazy I get during these shows. Oh my god. Anyway, Michaels Triple H, Austin McMahon, Hogan and Flair, you know, Hogan Piper, Hogan Orndorff, Hogan Andre. You know, any of those feuds. But the top one has to be Austin McMahon, I think. I agree with Daryl's assessment. This is from a guy in the business whose real name is Danny. He knows who he is. He asked me not to reveal his wrestling name on the show, so I won't. But, Danny, I know you're out there watching, and finally we got your question on here, okay? There you go, bud. Do you think that Shelton Benjamin and Jeff Hardy will feud for the United States Championship? That was kind of what they were leaning toward when they had Jeff Hardy and MVP, wasn't it? I'd like to see that feud. That'd be a tremendous feud. You had one Hardy feud for the U.S. Championship when it was MVP and Matt Hardy. I'd love to see the Hardy tradition continue with the U.S. Championship with Shelton and Jeff. Two tremendous athletes, two tremendous aerial specialists, both very acrobatic, both very innovative in the ring, and they could definitely tear it up. They could definitely make something great happen in the ring if WWE allowed them to. This is from Tristan. One of my favorite titles in WWE and in TNA. World Championships. I'm a huge mark for the best championship, for the world titles. The WWE World Heavyweight and ECW Championships and the TNA World Championship. Those are the top titles on the company, top titles on the brands, respectively. And you can't go any higher than the top title on your brand, top title on your company. You can't really go any higher than a World Championship. That's why they're my favorite. I also collect the World Championship belts, the replicas. I'm working on it. I'm getting my collection up slowly but surely. But my favorite all-time looking championship, besides the Winged Eagle, is the $1 Million belt. I loved the $1 Million belt and how it looked, how it was supposedly worth $40,000 or whatever. It wasn't worth that much, I don't think. But it was really cool, just the way that DiBiase presented it, the way that McMahon conceptualized it and presented it. It was very well done. This is from, I'm guessing the guy's name is The Franchise. He's got it all written weird on MySpace, so I really don't know what his screen name is, but The Franchise and something about boys, or I missed the screen name. I'm writing this down, so I kind of missed it. I apologize for that. But he says, who are my top 5 TNA World Champions? Well, technically there's only been 3 guys to hold the TNA Championship. But if you're talking about the NWA Championship being defended in TNA, then I understand what you're saying. Jeff Jarrett's on that list. Kurt Angle. Samoa Joe. Jeff Jarrett, Samoa Joe, Kurt Angle, AJ Styles, and I'll say Ron Killings. Ron Killings or Christian Cage are a tie. But TNA World Champions has only been 3. Kurt Angle, Sting, and Angle again, and then Samoa Joe. And the order of that would be Angle, Joe, Sting. Sting was champion for 2 days. Not on TV, but 2 days worth of tapings. So, yeah. Philip wants to know who I think are the most overrated guys in WWE and TNA. Wow. Overrated in TNA. Sting. I think Sting is given more value than he's worth at this point in his career. Sting is great. Great mind for the business. Great with the fans. Great at conceptualizing things as they happen. But he's old, and he doesn't do much in the ring anymore. Same thing with Kevin Nash in TNA. Both of them are well past their prime and way overpaid. In WWE, overrated, Batista and Cena, both of them. I think both of them have made me believe that the shit don't stink, and it does sometimes. It's my opinion. Our old buddy Greg Cherry, Aaron, just for you, because I know you love hearing the Greg Cherry questions, Aaron. Will James Storm ever get a singles push or a TNA title run in his singles career? That's not exactly what he said, but that's what I paraphrased as. I'd like to see James Storm get a singles push, but he's better off in the tag team division, I think. He's tremendous as a tag team wrestler. He did great things with Chris Harris when America's Most Wanted was still together. And Beer Money Inc. is going strong right now. Him and Robert Roode are as of this taping, the tag team champions. And they're doing a great job selling the championships and making the feud with LAX be very credible. So, I don't see James Storm getting the singles run or a TNA championship push or anything like that. But it'd be cool to see because I like James Storm, but I don't see it happening. A lot of people had a question about Stone Cold Steve Austin's return to WrestleMania this year, and one of them had a guy by the name of Zach R. wanted me to give a shout out to his girlfriend Amy Johnson. So there it is, Amy. Zach loves you, and shout out from him to you. But the question about Austin, yes, is he going to return to WrestleMania? Is he going to have one more match? One more match. I would love to see it if they pick the right opponent for him. They can't just, randomly pick some guy and throw him in the ring with Austin. They have to pick the right opponent for him at the right time. Otherwise, it won't work. But I would love to see Stone Cold have one more match in WWE in his home state of Texas, in Houston, at WrestleMania. That'd be awesome. I'd love to see it, definitely. This is from Oscar. He wants to know does he get in the bid? He's 31 years old. He's been a fan all his life. And he wants to know if there's any good indie feds where he's at, which is Bakersfield, California. Well, there's a lot of good feds here in Southern California, which is about an hour drive from you. You've got PWG, you've got UPW when they're running again, you've got Epic War if we ever run again, AWS, EWF, both of which under the auspices of the National Wrestling Alliance, SoCal Pro down in San Diego. A lot of great companies here. But in Bakersfield, actually, in about a couple weeks, Not Radio Pro Wrestling, NRPW, is going to be running their second show at the Bakersfield Dome. I might be there. A friend of mine might be there to referee. It's a fun company. It mixes wrestling and porn stars. It's fun as hell. The porn stars end up being the valets for the guys. We had one porn star as a ring announcer. We had birds over here chirping that were just making noise. Shut up! Goddamn birds. You son of a bitch! That was for a special friend. You know who you are. Shut up! It worked. Wow. Alright. Anyway, NRPW is going to be in Bakersfield in a couple weeks. They mix wrestling and porn stars, like I said. They're a fun company. I recommend going out to see them at the Dome on the 20th, I believe it is. Go check them out. Andy in the UK wants to know what's up with the lack of British main eventers lately. Davey Boy Smith came close in his heyday, but hasn't been anybody really since. Yeah, the closest has been like William Regal, and he blew it, unfortunately, by getting suspended. Regal was the general manager of Raw and the King of the Ring at the same time, and he blew it by getting suspended. He's still the King of the Ring, but you don't see him on Raw very much anymore, do you? He came back briefly for a couple of weeks, and then he was gone again. Harry Smith got himself suspended and shut down what was going to be a brilliant career, and now he's jobbing on dark matches mostly. Yeah, he can't even job on heat. There's no more heat to job on. That's how low Harry Smith has gone. I'd love to see him back, but I doubt it. And then you've got guys like Paul Burchill, who is, you know, kind of languishing in the mid to low card right now. He had a brief thing with Kofi Kingston when Kofi was Intercontinental Champion, but now, you know, who knows what's going to happen there. Yeah, the British guys kind of got the shaft a little bit, didn't they? They don't really have a whole lot of British people main eventing. Davey Boy Smith, again, was a main eventer in WWE. In the Intercontinental title match with Bret Hart stands out to me. He was also a main eventer in WCW against Vader back in like 92, 93, I believe it was. Yeah, 'cause 92 he was Intercontinental Champion for most of that year. So yeah, you know, it's hard to say why, but you know, strange things have happened. You may see a British World Champion yet. And let's see here. Adam, which live event do I wish I was at? Of all the live events that I've ever been, which one would I like to be at? Honestly, if I was a fan back then, I would have loved to have been at WrestleMania 3. But then again, I was only 4 years old when WrestleMania 3 happened, so probably wouldn't have enjoyed it too much being around 93,000 people all in, you know, close in the same area. I would like to have seen it live. That would have been cool. I was supposed to be at WrestleMania 7 and WrestleMania 12, and I didn't get to go to either one of those because plans fell through. And I missed the main event of WrestleMania 7 because of our cable company petering out, so I had to wait for the tape to come out to see who won the WWF Champion. Oh, I found on the news that Hogan won the title from Slaughter, from Fred Rogan on the Channel 4 News out here. That's how I found out Hogan was champion again. Yeah, you know, any WrestleManias I'd love to have been at, the good WrestleManias, not the crappy ones. I've been to a crappy one. WrestleMania 24 wasn't all that good this year, but I enjoyed the experience being with my dad. That was the thing about WrestleMania this year, was being with my dad and being able to watch, you know, Undertaker win the world title. That's his favorite wrestler of all time, so that was cool to see. Okay, here we go. It's the question, the one everybody's waiting for. Okay. This is from Creator is Real Metal on MySpace. Dude, what's your name? Give me your name and your email. Is it just me, or do the divas that pose for Playboy sooner or later get released? Like Chyna, Christy Hemme, Dawn Marie, etc. Did Dawn Marie pose for Playboy? No, she didn't pose for Playboy. So right away, you're wrong! Okay. She got released because she was pregnant. Okay. Yes, Tori Wilson has been released, but not because of Playboy. She got released because she has a back injury, she can't compete, and WWE didn't see the need to utilize her anymore. Chyna got fired, or got released, a mutual agreement upon the release because they couldn't come to money terms. Nothing to do with Playboy. Sable quit and sued the company for $110 million in '99, but she ended up coming back. Who else has been in Playboy? Christy, yes, she left. She was a budget cut, that sucked. But Candice is still around. Ashley requested her release because of her daughter. Maria's still there. Who else has been in Playboy? That's it, huh? Tori. And whoever's next. There may be some correlation with Playboy and the WWE girls being released, but it's not because of Playboy, you know. It's just the fact that they're not getting utilized right, or they become pregnant, or they have family situations at home. Look at Layla. She could be the next Playboy diva, but she's at home right now dealing with her mom's death, which is very, very sad. Layla, you're on MySpace. Check her out. Give her a shout out. Give her some love. Let her know you guys are thinking about her. She's a great friend to me on MySpace. We're always chatting back and forth. She's cool. So much love out to Layla. But yeah, dumb question. Sorry, dude. It's just like, wow. It's just not as bad as last week's. Last week's was really bad. This week's was kind of like, okay, just think of better questions, guys. Come on. I don't want to do the question every week. I have headaches. Dude, I have to go take ibuprofen when I get home after taping these shows. And ibuprofen's bad for you. It rots away your insides. Anyway, with that, we're going to end this week's show. Again, Unforgiven. Oh, Unforgiven predictions. Thank you for reminding me there, cameraman. WWE Championship Scramble, World Heavyweight Championship Scramble, ECW Championship Scramble. I don't agree with the Scramble concept. I think it's stupid. I think Punk will end up retaining the championship, end up with the title back around his waist. So will Triple H. But the ECW title will change hands. I don't know who it's going to be. I really can't decide. There's a lot of guys in that match that I like. But probably I'd love to see Matt Hardy win it. I'd love to see Finlay win it. Even Chavo win it back. Just not Mark Henry, please. Or Miz. Please, not those two. Please. Michaels will beat Jericho's ass in the unsanctioned match. And Crime Time will somehow not come away with the tag team titles. DiBiase and Rhodes will find a way to cheat their way to victory or screw them out of the championship once again. This is my opinion. With that, we're out. Tune in next week. We'll have an Unforgiven review, maybe, if I feel like it. We'll see you next time. Why do you do that every show? Every show he waits and just waits for me to stop talking, and then he like a little bit longer, and then he turns the camera off just to make me laugh or something. I'm not gonna do it. I refuse.